nasty. Oh, I never been in a cab of this one. It's kind of nasty. I mean, I brought it home. They said, come home with me. It had the right specifications, but yeah, whew. There have been animals trying to live in here. See if she does what she's supposed to. Oh, look at that. It's so cool. Oh, you want to... Yeah, pump up that... Well, no, let's just let it turn over. Let's just give it... Let's just try it. Let's say pump up the fuel again. We pumped it up the other day.
Really take that bucket off, huh?
Oh, yeah, we should take the bucket off. That is a grand idea. Yes, I was thinking about that a little bit ago.
All right, we're debucketed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I had somebody earlier was talking about this being a really old loader, he said. And I'm like, all of them I've got are... And he was saying that because of the design of the cab. And I'm like, every one of them, you look at these, they all are a little bit different, similar, but a little bit different cabs. And that was the way they were because cab was an option.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't... You look at the earlier yet, you look into the 60s. These are early 70s, but you look into the 60s, the literature on these, and the brochure from Caterpillar shows it with no rollover, no cab, nothing. You're just out there. You're a man on your loader. I mean, that's the way these were originally meant to be. This idea of a rollover, I mean, that kind of came along later. He thought it was a little strange that it was so much different than what he'd seen.
How long has it been since this fired up?
Probably 5 years. Tried to move a little. I don't want to let it really move. I got the brakes are locked, and I don't have the hydraulics to release the brakes, and it's on blocks. Nope.
That's a problem.
Oh, not a big problem. Normally they just have a plug there. The gauge is no good.
Okay.
It's minor.
Okay.
That's a minor problem. And it ran enough that I don't know. That's not going to really hurt anything. I think I'm going to go ahead and fire it up again. I wanted to look and see. I couldn't see what the actual pressures were on things here. So I hadn't wiped the gauges off yet. Oh, it's still got engine oil pressure. Okay. I don't need to fire it up again then. No, that's good for this year.
Kicked out the nests in the exhaust.
Uh-huh. Good.
Pretty big ones.
Good. Yeah, no. I don't think that it was really hitting right on all cylinders. It sounded like one was a little cold yet. But I didn't see the smoke running bad, so...
No, once it got going, it looked pretty okay.
It didn't fire up any worse than my other one does in the spring. You know. It's not a new little puppy, but I think it'll limp along. The big problem is I don't know if it's going to sink out of sight for what I want to do with it. Over there at the other property.
Oh,
I mean, the four-wheeler didn't like it.
yeah.
These really sink easy.
Yeah, there's some pretty.
Yeah. If there's something there, if the idea that I had with this, actually I got the parts to put two of them together fairly quickly. This one here, we robbed some parts off one, and we got another one that'll bolt up and go together fairly quickly. But it was to go along that bank that I want to get thawed out and just work it a little bit back and let it naturally thaw back. Instead of trying to dig and thaw and fight with a spot. It's 1,600 foot. Just take 3 or 4 scoops, you know?
Yeah.
Each time just do a little, and by the time you get back to the start a month later, you know, because we're not trying to do a lot, but you know,
It'll go pretty quick doing that.
it would be thawed out again. But the problem is everything right underneath that frozen ground is also mucky. So it's like, take my good tailings, put them on the ground so I've got solid material to work off of, and which you do. Sometimes you bury soft ground so that you can work on it, work your way back. But, yeah, just thoughts. Just thoughts. It would be really, these are nasty when you get them buried. We got one buried. I was sleeping. I'd been doing the 22-hour-a-day work while I was setting up a mine. And the guy that got it buried decided that he was not going to bother waking me up because I needed sleep and I was sleeping. And he also didn't want to admit that he got it stuck. In fact, the one he got stuck is the one we have with forks on it. Yes, that was the machine he got stuck. And he got it stuck. It was buried up to the top of the tires in mud.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, it was just stuck. And what was crazy about it was he took my chains out of my semi-truck wrecker, which were good 5/8 chains, I think they were 5/8, maybe 3. Anyway, not to be pulling something like this when it was stuck. Anyway, used those, hooked onto the machine, hooked the other end onto the D9, managed to stretch every link on the chain.
Wow. Yeah.
That's, you know, he didn't know any better. I was still pretty young then, too. I was 29 then. And, yeah, so then when I woke up, oh, wait a second. No, I'm thinking backwards. The loader was not stuck. The D9 was stuck. He was trying to pull the D9 out with that. What was he pulling against? I guess he had to be trying to pull with the loader. Well, because how we did when we finally got it out was we dug our way, or maybe it was, now I'm totally confused. I don't know. I know we had to dig all the way. I don't know. Maybe we dug, but we made a whole road next to the machine, whichever one was stuck. I was thinking it was the loader that got stuck. One of them was buried. That was a long time ago. Mine gets foggy. Mine gets a little foggy on that. One of the machines was buried. I remember we made a road. I was pretty sure we were using the loader to dig out, but we couldn't use the loader to dig out if it was stuck. But the bulldozer would make more sense. I'll bet he'd remember which one he got stuck. I'll have to ask him if I think about it, just so I know.